In this RoutCAD application video, we will see how to make a surface of revolution using the wizard. We have designed a work piece that is 1 inch in diameter. We also have designed a chuck holder, and we also have made a centering tool or center. Plus we made our axis. X-axis positive for the CNC lathe is going down. Z-axis positive for the CNC lathe is going to the right. Now this is not the same convention as RoutCAD. RoutCAD, this is positive X and positive Y, but on the CNC lathe, these are the axis convention. We also made a cutting tool using keep outline. Now, we don't need to do this on every project. We just need to perhaps do it once, and this will give us a really good representation of how our CNC lathe is set up, and then we can perhaps just make the profile of revolution afterward. In this case, what we have done, all these lines are in blue. They are construction lines that have been made with the keep out of routing check. This means that this is only a graphical representation of how our CNC lathe is set up, and this actual object will not be part of the routing sequence. Now, what we want to do is to make a profile of revolution, and this is basically the profile that we have made. It's made with arc and line, and we would like to machine this on our CNC lathe using this profile of revolution. Now, to start with, we need to figure out where is our home or zero location on our CNC lathe. In this example, we said we wanted to have the home or zero location 1 centimeter to the right and 1 centimeter down away from the edge of the material. So what we have done, we have put a point, just a regular point, at the origin of the Z and X axis, and this will be our 0 point. This will be our home location for CNC lathe. Now, what we also have done using line and arc, we have designed the profile that we want to make, out of profile of revolution, out of this 1 inch thick workpiece. And we also have designed a chuck holding tool. Now, what's going to actually happen is we will just give a quick demonstration. We will basically copy this chuck holding tool just to see how the motion will look like. So to do that, we can just do edit and copy, and we're going to basically select window. We will be selecting most of the chuck, most of the cutting tool, maybe perhaps not all of it, but if we can even get all of it. No, we don't need that. We're just going to put back view. We're going to put back options, and we're going to uncheck translation. Then we're going to hide it. Options. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to select all of that. Okay. And we're going to pick a point somewhere down there. So what will actually happen, this is for graphical representation. What we are doing is we are telling, we make sure that the home location, okay, is 1 centimeter to the right and 1 centimeter away from the face of the material. So this will be the home location. So what will actually, when we start machining that on our CNC, our tool will be at that position, and then our tool will move toward the workpiece, and then it will go at, and we'll make several passes, and it will go in the material, and then it will machine this profile just like that. It is good to write or to make kind of like a simulation of how the profile will be, so that we make sure that, for example, that our cutting tool will not hit the chuck, or we also make sure that the cutting tool, when it's going through the profile of revolution, is able to go nicely in the material, and it will be able to make that profile of revolution. So this is why it's important that to kind of make this kind of simulation that we're doing there. First of all, we see that we start at the home location, we move to the part, we go inside, we follow the contour, and we make sure that we do not hit the chalk or anything else. So we can click the right mouse button to cancel the action of copying and go back to what we're doing. Now, the next step is we want to put this point in the routing sequence, because this will be the first point to be routed. So what we go to machine, and we do route semi-automatic, okay, and we also gonna select segment, and we're gonna click on this point. So what happens is that point become routed, and it is the very first point to be in the routing sequence. Next, we would like our CNC, with our CNC lathe to make a surface of revolution out of this profile we have made. To do that is quite easy. First of all, we need to decide in what direction we want to make that profile. Because we want to go from right to left, we will be clicking from this point, and it will make this profile. So to do that, we're going to use the wizard. So we go to wizard, and we click on contour of revolution, and we have set up in the contour of revolution. We have set up some setting. First of all, we want to go in the material for the roughing pass at 1 millimeter, so 0.1 centimeter. So every roughing pass will go 0.1 centimeter deep in the material. Also, we want to also have an out of material clearance of 0.5 centimeter. So basically, it will instead of going straight at the material, it will go just above the material, about 0.5 centimeter, and then go in, and then follow the profile. Next, we also set up some finish passes. We want to have 2 finish passes, and each of the finish pass will go to 0.05 centimeter or 0.5 millimeter. So to get that done, all we need to do is to click on create a surface of revolution defined by a continuous contour. We click on that. Now this is the continuous contour, and we have used the snap to make sure that all these elements are connected to one and each other. And remember that those lines are keep out of route line, and they will not be part of that surface of revolution. So it's important to make this other object that we don't want to machine, or that are there just for a physical graphical representation. We got to make this object with the keep out of routing option checked, and every object that we want to route, like this point, like this profile, we make it with keep out of routing unchecked. So following the tip, it tells us to click on the first object to create the contour of revolution. To do that, we just go on that at the beginning of the first line, and we click on it. Now, what the software did, we can see that all the lines now are pink. This means that those are routed lines. So it means it's part of a routing sequence right now. And we can see that there's a lot of roughing passes. There's quite a few roughing passes because we decided that we want to have the roughing pass at 1 millimeter between each roughing pass, and then the finished passes actually are 0.5 millimeters. And you can see the difference between the roughing pass and the finished passes. The roughing pass are just going in the material one by one, 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter, but the finished passes are actually following exactly the contour and going 0.5 millimeter in to give a better finish. Now, what we can also do, we can go to View and we can display route arrow to show us the routing direction. When we see display route arrow, we can see that the CNC will start at the home location and it will move. We decided we wanted to have half a centimeter away from the material, and then it will follow that sequence until it's finished going inside the material. And we can zoom it to better see, zoom window, to better see that area that it will be machined. Now, what we have to do now, we got to make sure that we have configured correctly all our setting for G-code. And the last step is we go to Machine and we export G-code for CNC lathe.